Well, it is summer, and that means more vacation requests, of course, more traveling. Combine all that, though, with the 100 deadliest days, how people travel in cars when there is a spike in fatal and serious car crashes. That part is also leaving Canyon County Paramedics looking for help for themselves. If you remember, in May, they tried to get voters to pass a levy. That would have paid for additional staff. It would help get pay increases for the current staff. It would also add a new station to supplement new growth in the area and the call demands that go with it. And it will also update the old buildings they currently have. So there was a lot tied up into that levy. So they tried to pass it, and it failed. And as Hunter Funk learned, because that levy did not pass, crews continue to struggle to meet the demand. And those that call, well, they're seeing those paramedics show up with slower response times because, well, the lack of staff they have available.
Understaffed.
We are understaffed. We are understaffed by 4 employees. We've chosen not to fill those staff positions. We are leaving them open because for fiscal 2025, we have to balance our budget without using fund balance.
Overworked.
This is a super busy time of the year with people out on vacation, call volumes higher, sick, work comp.
And underpaid.
Because of that lower pay, a lot of our staff have to have second jobs.
It's a combination the Canyon County Paramedics know all too well. The Canyon County Ambulance District Chief says there should be 8 to 9 ambulances up to help the current needs. But this week, a flat line.
Level 0 is when no units are available.
Level 0 is what Canyon County paramedics have heard multiple times. It means if you have an emergency, you might have to wait your turn because all of the units are out helping other people or there's not enough people to staff an ambulance.
In a way, is this a matter of life and death?
Time is of the essence to get you to the definitive care. Not every 911 call is going to be life and death, but those critical ones, yes, time matters.
On Sunday, only 5 ambulances were available. On Tuesday and Wednesday, only 6. A pedestrian hit and run, a car crash. Crews were delayed in getting to the scene because they were across town or helping in another emergency.
You got the trauma, you got the deadliest 100 days. It is a busy time of year, and so with shutting down units, there's going to be longer response times.
The Canyon County Ambulance District does not get funding the same way firefighters do. It gets 30% of its funding from taxes. The other 70% comes from when patients use the ambulance and are charged for that service. A big challenge, though, came in 2002 when Medicare lowered the cost for users. Funding for Canyon County also went down. Then after May's levy didn't pass,
It was kind of like a gut punch.
it put crews in a tight spot. The $8 million levy would have updated current stations, add new vehicles, more staff, higher pay, build a new station to fill the gap in services, and rebuild the South Nampa station, which will soon be torn down. Now, to combat the low staffing, 14 paramedics are breaking up their shifts with more staff during the day and fewer at night. The chief says the funding model is not keeping up with the growth in the area, and in the last 5 years, calls increased 20%.
But that gives us the ability to try to have more ambulances up during the day. It does not guarantee that we will never shut a unit down. It just helps us to try to not shut them down during the day when the call volume is higher.
The strain remains. Now they're trying to get creative to lower the cost for a new levy.
We are going to run again in November. The needs are still there.
It would need to be passed by voters, and if passed, wouldn't go into effect until 2026. And the longer they wait, they say the more challenging it is to save lives.
We need that help, and we need that help to make sure that not only our patients are safe, but we're safe, and also our other first responder agencies like the fire departments and police departments are safe. When they have to wait, it can cause problems with the patients and with the providers as well.
Inadequate EMS funding is a statewide problem. The hope is that soon there will be legislation to make EMS an essential service and open the door for state funding down the road.
Yeah, it is a statewide problem. We've talked about this a couple of times. I mean, other places are dealing with this.
Yeah, 100%. We've heard from Valley County. I was also talking to the chief, and today he was like, I've been listening to those meetings. Nampa We've heard Meridian, Boise. There's just a lot of people who are looking at levies to help EMS. So
Gooding County, I believe, or Lincoln County, one of those two. I think it was there. Shoshone, we talked about them. And that was kind of the auspice to get this onto an essential service, to have emergency services declared essential services. That bill that was in the legislature this last session never made it out of committee.
right, and they just hope that they can see another one.
All right. Thanks, Hunter.